Hello folks, just wanted to put together a little instructional video here for your reference on the new forecasting system, the new public local forecast or PLF system for USA weather. We're going to use the Albany office here as our example office for how to do this and how to navigate around the public local forecast system. First off, you want to worry about how your zones are going to be. Here in Albany, typically, we're going to click on groups. And what I'm going to do, just for the sake of instruction, for the instructional side of this video, is to clear everything out. So I'm going to show you how to construct your zone groupings. All the counties in your area, in your forecast area, will show in white. If it's gray, obviously you can't do anything with it. Our current over here is 1, which means we're constructing zone group 1, or we're in zone group 1 right now, and the total is 0, which means we've not constructed any groups as of yet. I'm going to construct a northern group for my northern zones. We're going to click these 4 zones here. Click Next. Notice current is 2, which means we're going to be constructing the second grouping, the second zone grouping. We've so far created 1 group, so that's the plain and simple on that. You can do previous to go back if you want to restructure the first group into another one. That's fine. That's what the previous button is for. The next button is not available right now because we're at our max. We're at the second group. So I'm going to go ahead and just make, for this forecast, it works out very nicely because the central and southern zones can be grouped into the same zone for the purposes of this particular forecast. Now that that's all done, our zones are created. We can go off of this particular screen. 2 and 2, we're good to go. And now, moving this over here, you will note we can now click on the public local forecast, which is right here. You're going to see the screen pop up with your grids, group 1 form, which is your northern zones. These are your grids for your northern zones, and group 2 form, which is your zone, your second zone grouping that you made, and there are all the grids pertinent to that you're going to have to fill in. I have already done my zone groupings and my forecast for today, but I'm going to take you through some of the dynamics here with regard to the new system and show you just how to navigate it really quickly. There's a couple things we want to pay attention to. Number 1, our little blue ribbon along the bottom of each grid. Right now the blue ribbon says select high temp. We're in a daytime period right now. We're not in an overnight. So right now, notice the forecast has already been issued. If we want to change it in any way, and I'm going to change it just for the sake of showing you how to navigate, we can't just go down through each one of these and have the system continue. The system wants us to select a high temp. I've already got one. In order to get the system to progress, I'm going to have to select a different number. Notice when I do that, I get select cloud cover %, which is good. I'm along to the next one. Now that I've changed this number, I can always change it back to where I had it. I know it's a little inconvenient, but it's the way the system is structured for the time being. Now we'll select our cloud cover %. Again, we've got something in here already. I can change it. Select probability of precip shows up next. You can always change the cloud cover % back. Really simple. For today here, we'll do a 20% chance of precip. When I do that, notice I've got select precip type on the bottom. SN obviously is snow. P is sleet. or hail or whatever, if you want to select that. FR is freezing rain. RN is plain rain. And in my particular internet browser window, the little radial button for it's right here. So I'm going to click that because obviously we're going to have a chance of thunderstorms. And notice on the bottom, thunder. Do I think there's a chance of thunderstorms? Yes. Strong storms, I'm going to keep strong storms out of the forecast for today. So we'll do no. If you do yes on thunder, it's going to give enhanced wording. It's going to say something along the lines of storms may be strong to locally severe or something like that. So if you want to put that in, if you feel it's warranted, by all means click the yes button. For this instance though, I'm going to say no. Next, select wind direction is on the bottom. So I've got southwest again. To get the system to progress, I need to do that. We need to change it to another variable. Notice how on the bottom now it's advanced to wind speed. I can go change this back to where I had it. And again, the goal here, eventually we're going to see this say complete. That's our goal. Wind speed 5 to 10. I'm going to change it just for the sake of getting the little blue ribbon to go forward. There's my complete. I'll change it back to where I had it. Now, for an overnight period, because this is Thursday during the day, we're going to do Thursday night / early Friday morning and then Friday during the day, just to show you how the system does this. Again, same general principles apply. I have to get this, I have to change the number here to get the little blue ribbon to advance forward. And I can always change it back to where I had it. Again, we're going to change that up and then change it back. Precip, we'll do 0. If I do 0, it's not going to give me a chance to do the little radial buttons like I had in the first one. Wind direction, again, it says south-southwest right now. I'll change it to southwest just to get the wind speed to, just to get the little blue ribbon to advance. I can always change it back to where I had it. Now that the wind speed is there, I'll change it from 5 to 15. We'll go light calm. Notice I've got a continue button here. Now it's going to let me forecast for Friday's high or Friday during the day. If I click continue, then I get a chance for Friday's high. Again, I'm happy with this temperature as it is, so I'm going to switch it here just so I can get the little blue ribbon to advance. Change it back. Again, same thing with the cloud cover percent. Change it forward, then change it back. I will keep a 20% chance of thunderstorms in the forecast. Again, the RN radial button is right here. And again, I get prompted for thunderstorms. Yes. Strong, no. Select wind direction. Again, I have to change it just so the system will go forward. I can always change it back to where I had it. My wind speed, change it to 5 to 15. Notice I've got a complete here. So I know I'm good. Everything in that particular grid is taken care of. Again, this has just been done for the sake of example. Everything else in these zones for right now is done. I've shown basically how to go through, and basically what we've just gone through is a rinse and repeat. You're just going to go back and do the same thing again. Now, when we're all done with all of our grids and our zones, we're going to go to the bottom of the screen below the grids, and there's going to be the validate button. Once everything's all done, validate. If there's a zone that's missing information, you're going to see a warning during validation. It's going to say group 1, period 3 or whatever, wind information is missing, whatever. Just go back in. It means you forgot to fill out the form in a particular area. If you did things successfully for all the zones and grids, you'll see validation complete, which you want to see. That's a good sign. Very important. You're not just done with the validation. You have to click the Done button in order for the PLF to generate. So we'll click the Done button. And if we go over here, you will notice that you have unread email. Once you click the done button, if we go up into email, we will see that the system has automatically generated a PLF report, and you'll get this for every time that you generate a public local forecast. Basically, these are all your grids, and I believe they'll only show for one zone grouping, but it's irrelevant. Basically, it just is an email sent to you to show you, hey, the system's done what you told it to do. And that, my friends, is pretty much the overview of forecasting in the new public local forecast system. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to contact myself, either through email or through Facebook or whatever the case may be. I will be happy to answer any questions you have regarding the system. And thank you, as always, for choosing to forecast for USA Weather Albany. And have a great and safe summer, and we'll be in touch. Thank you. Bye-bye.